Good morning. Thank you very much for coming to Sunday service. Today, I'm so dark. I'm sunburned because recently I started snorkeling. That is so good. And this is actually my first time this year to start snorkeling. So I think Friday after May Day program, I went to Port Beach and 5 hours I was swimming. After that, everything burned and I'm kind of dark and very itchy there. This was very interesting. When I came to Poipu, I actually went to beach and tried to see, in the ocean. I did. There's no fish. And because of this experience, I didn't do snorkeling for a long time. For me, snorkeling was boring. Oh, no fish. But now I started actually when I saw the fish, so many fish, different kinds of fish. And also one more, the tool, the snorkeling is very, very improved. They have now full face mask. Full face mask is very amazing because you can breathe both from nose and mouth, and there is no suffering. So me, I swim for a long time, and I never, stand. I keep swimming because of the mask. That is really amazing. So if you have a chance, please enjoy snorkeling. It's really amazing. I never thought there was fish. And actually, at Point Beach, as I did snorkeling, there is a point that lots of fish, and there is also a point that no fish area. Of course, fish keep walking, keep swimming. So sometimes hard to see the fish, But once I get to the point where many fish, this is really amazing. So I thought the first experience, the first experience govern the future. If you have good experience, you can keep liking. But if you have bad experience at the very beginning, we have no more future. So that I thought very important. Same is true to the food. People who first time ate sushi, if sushi was not good, people don't like sushi because of the first experience. But if sushi was good, people think, oh, sushi is good. So even if we meet sometimes not good sushi, we can keep eating. And for me, unfortunately, poi was bad experience. When I first ate poi, it was so kind of rotten. I didn't like it then for a long time, and I still don't eat poi because of past experience. So I thought when people first time here, I have to be very careful whether they like temple or Buddhist service. The first experience is very important. Good experience and good to hear the good sermon. They come, they know it might be good. But if they have a bad experience in the first place, then they don't keep doing. So that was I have to think about it. Anyway, during the May Day program, I usually take a video, and this time, acting principal, Mr. Hasegawa, asked me to take a video. And to take a video, the important thing, the first number one important thing is you have to be selfish. And and many parents, they want to take children, photo and movie, and everybody wants to take picture. But as a photographer or movie, I have to be selfish. Get out, and I have to take my position. That is very important. Even though, if, oh, I'm sorry, I'm in the way, good picture. In order to take good picture, I have to take my position. Okay, this is my place. I don't care, you are behind or not, you cannot see or not. I have to be very selfish. That make better for pictures. So sometimes, although we teach that non-selfish or selflessness or non-self is very important, but actually for photography or movie, selfish is very important.
I have a suggestion.
Yes.
You need some uniform where people are going to say, oh.
Right.
It's okay for him to be there,
Yeah.
You have to make yourself look different.
Oh, yeah, to stand up, right?
Yeah.
People easily recognize.
Excuse you for being in front of them.
Yeah. So that is actually, I thought, selfish. Have to be selfish. Because we use a word, take a video, not to receive a video, or not to receive a photo. The action to take a photo is always take. So that means has to be selfish. And also, our religion is actually teaches non-self, actually, but to take is important. And this is actually our choice to believe in Amida Buddha, to believe in Jodo, the Pure Land, is actually our action. So in order to follow Amida Buddha, we need action to take, to receive the Buddha's blessing. And how we can to take, to receive Amida Buddha's blessing. So this is actually two different actions. Take the belief, the blessing, and also receive, to take to receive the blessing of Amida Buddha is actually very important. and how we can to take to receive the blessing of Amida Buddha. I think there are two ways, and the one way is to respect Amida Buddha, the object of worship, as much as higher as possible. And by Amida Buddha respect as higher as possible to respect, the blessing from Amida Buddha can be also greater. And at the same time, in order to respect Amida Buddha, not only to lift up Amida Buddha, also we can bend down. So by making us smaller, and the smaller means that we are not superior being, we are regular being, we are bakatare, we are bompu, the regular person. So by, or we can say humble, by being humble, and the object can be actually, so there are two ways. And yesterday I was wiping the floor, and because I was so tired after snorkeling, I had a temptation to use my foot to wipe the, right. So this actually, to use foot for wiping must not action for Japanese tradition. So I used to, try to wipe the foot, and then my father, or it is also true to school. At school, when students try to wipe the foot, teacher scold. Oh, you cannot use foot for wiping. You have to use hand for wiping. And all of a sudden, I wondered why we cannot use foot for wiping the floor. Now I think every part of the body is equally important. So this is my body. So I can use foot for wiping. What's wrong? But the Japanese tradition forbidden to use the foot. And actually, I think even teachers, this is kind of common sense for a long time, or tradition. So even teacher don't think why you cannot use foot to wipe. But I thought about why. Because the foot is the lowest part of the body. The lowest part of the body. And the head is the highest part of the body. As an expression of respect to Buddha, we cannot use the lowest part of the body. And by using hand outside of the body to work, we can show the respect. And also, if we wipe the floor by using foot, it looks like easy or lazy. Look like lazy. So that's forbidden Japanese idea. And Japanese tradition is when you are young, you have to work hard. You have to work hard for the future, for the better success. You have to work hard, and you cannot be lazy. So that's why maybe Japanese tradition restrict people to wipe the floor by using the foot, by using the lowest part of the body. That I thought. But actually, this is a very important expression to respect Buddha. By not using the lowest part of the body, we can show the respect to Amida Buddha, and the more respect we show the Amida Buddha, the blessing can be greater, and also we can be humble all the time. So we try to be humble all the time is very important, because this world, we don't know anything about future. So we have to accept whatever the result all the time, good or bad. So sometimes disasters happen all of a sudden, and in the future, it may happen that all of a sudden the tsunami came, the earthquake come. We don't know the future, but we have to accept the nature, the disaster, or whatever the result. So in order to accept whatever the result, we need to be humble all the time. We need to be humble. By humble, we can accept. So that the Buddhists try to teach. So be humble. How we can be humble is that we show the respect to Amida Buddha all the time. So this is kind of the highest respect we try to show the Amida Buddha. And by doing that, we can be humble. So anyway, thank you very much for coming. And today, page 12, Koge. I aspire for my body to be as pure as an incense burner. I aspire for my mind to be like the light of wisdom. With every thought, I burn this incense of discipline and meditation to dedicate myself to the past, present, and future Buddhas of the 10 directions.
the Buddhists who eternally dwell in the lands of the 10 directions. I wholeheartedly take refuge in the Dharma, the teachings, which eternally exist in the lands of the 10 directions. I wholeheartedly take refuge in the Sangha, the community which eternally exists in the lands of the 10 directions. The harmful actions I have done in the past are all derived from my inherent greed, anger, and delusion. Born on my conduct, words, and thoughts, I now repent them all. Journey. Namu Amida Bu, Namu Amida Bu, Namu Amida Bu, Namu Amida. Namu Amida Bu, Namu Amida Bu, Namu Amida Bu, Namu Amida. Namu Amida Bu, Namu Amida Bu. The first profound and wondrous Dharma, even after 100,000 million eons, is difficult to encounter. We now here receive and uphold it. May we understand the true message of the Dharma. Gagon cho sei gan Page 18, English. I have established the unsurpassed vows and shall without fail reach the ultimate path. If these vows are not fulfilled, may I not attain perfect enlightenment. For countless aeons, not become a great benefactor and relieve all those in poverty and suffering. May I not attain perfect enlightenment. When I reach the path of the Buddha, my name shall be sound beyond the 10 directions. Should there be a place in which it cannot be heard, may I not attain perfect enlightenment. Abandoning desire with profound light mindfulness and pure wisdom, I shall cultivate pure practice. I shall intently pursue the ultimate path to become a teacher of all celestial and human beings. Divine power radiates forth, a great light that completely illuminates limitless life, eliminating the darkness of the three defilements to lead all beings out of suffering, opening their eyes of wisdom to extinguish the darkness of ignorance, and outshining the harmless path to provide passage to the gate of fortunate destiny. Fully endowed with all the virtues, the Buddha's majestic radiance shall shine brightly in the 10 directions, outshining the sun and the moon, and eclipsing the brilliance of the heavens. For the sake of all beings, the Buddha opened the Dhamma storehouse and widely shared its treasures of virtue. Among all who have gathered, the Buddha always expounds the Dhamma like a lion's roar, making offerings to all the Buddhas and becoming endowed with all rules of virtue. With a vows and wisdom perfected, a Buddha becomes a hero of freedom, like the unimpeded wisdom of a Buddha that reaches and shines upon all. The power of my virtue and wisdom will be equal to yours, most venerable one. If these vows are realized, may the whole universe tremble with joy, and from the sky all the celestial beings will rain down rare and wondrous flowers. Amida Buddha's original vows are the essential gate to the ultimate bliss. May this merit be transferred equally to enable us to immediately attain birth in that world. Junie. Namu Amida Bu, Namu Amida Bu, Namu Amida Bu, Namu Amida. Namu Amida Bu, Namu Amida Bu, Namu Amida Bu, Namu Amida. Namu Amida Bu, Namu Amida Bu. page 52, 52, one sheet testament, 一枚記章目. Many Buddhist masters and scholars in China and Japan have understood Nembutsu as a contemplation of Amida Buddha and the Pure Land. However, I understand it differently. The recitation of the Nembutsu does not come from studying and understanding its meaning. To be born in Amida Buddha's Pure Land, we need only to say Namu Amida Butsu and believe without a doubt that we will attain birth there. Resolutely reciting the Nembutsu and believing in birth in the Pure Land naturally give rise to the three minds and the four modes of practice. Without any deeper wisdom beyond the Nembutsu, may I then lose sight of the compassion of Shakyamuni and Amida Buddha and slip through the embrace of Amida original birth. Those of you who put your trust in Nembutsu, even if you thoroughly study the teachings that Shakyamuni taught during his lifetime, become like unlettered ignorant one or untrained devotee and not show any pretense of a learned person, but intently practice a Nembutsu. I hereby seal this document with the imprint of both my hands. The peaceful mind and practice of Jodo are fully imparted here on this one sheet. I, Genku, have no other teaching than this. Any misinterpretations after my passing away, I make this final testament, transcribed on the 23rd day of the first month of Kenryaku Seiken. Page 24, 跳躍門. 大名返上寺法世界念仏主上聖主者 The infinite light of Amida Buddha illuminates the 10 directions of the world, and all who call upon his name shall be received and never abandoned. Denbutsu Ichie, please offer incense. Namu Amida Page 62, dedication of merit. I revere the king of the great compassionate vows, Amida Buddha, the dispatcher and founder of the teaching Shakyamuni Buddha. All the Buddhas, as many as the sons of the Ganges in the six directions, all the great bodhisattvas, the world assembly of ultimately the beings of the pure and great oceans, and the three treasures and the great compassion. May there be harmony below the heavens with the sun and the moon shining brightly. May the wind and rain be timely and disasters and calamity not arise. May nations be bountiful, people safe, and armies and weapons not to be used. Let us revere virtue and humility and cultivate respect and humility. Our High Patriarch Komyo, the Great Master Shandao, our founder, the Best Master Enko, Tozen, Ejo, Kokaku, Jikyo, Minsho, Wajun, Honidaishi, Honen, the second Patriarch, National Teacher, Daisho, Shoju, Shoko, Shonin. The third Patriarch, the Recording and Meditation Master, Kishu, Ryochu, Shonin. The light of transmitting the pure land of the 3 centuries and all the great patriarchs by realizing the compassionate bliss. The founding master of our temple, the restorer, and all the priests who serve this temple with a fluent practice will achieve perfect enlightenment. My prayers to my teachers and ministers, to my father and mother, to all the temple members, donors, and all living beings with whom I have karmic connections. May all those who are living experience joy, prosperity, and longevity without limit. May those who have died escape from suffering and present to be born into the pure. We pray for the peace and stability of our temple and for complete affinity with the past. May we be completely free of hindrances and cultivate our practice, the Buddhist path. Since the founding of this temple, to all the members, the daily and monthly memorial tablets, the recently deceased, those in the intermediate stage of existence, and to all spirits, may we cultivate virtues so that they may be enlightened. We vow hereon with the virtues accumulated from this place of practice to transfer our merit to our beloved one for their happiness and achievement of enlightenment. Page 26. 26. 総会工芸。何日苦毒世の生際道不五大師往生安楽 We aspire for these merits and virtues to be equally bestowed upon all. And may we together develop the aspiration for enlightenment to achieve birth in the pure land of peace and peace. ナムアミダブナムアミダブナムアミダブナムアミダブ Namu Amida Namu Amida Namu Amida Amida Namu Amida Namu Amida. Page 27. Sogamide. 大聖願生じた法体ご利益無However, innumerable sentient beings are earnestly vowed to enlighten them all. Inexhaustible delusions are earnestly vowed to extinguish them all. However, immeasurable the Buddha's teachings are earnestly vowed to comprehend them all. Our incomparable enlightenment is I honestly vow to attain it by all means. I sincerely wish to share the blessing with all beings. Together we are born into the pure land of ultimate bliss to achieve the way of the Sanshorai. Call upon all the Buddhas to return to their lands. We offer incense and flowers in appreciation to send them off. We ask for your compassionate guidance and protection. May those who have gone before us to encourage us to attain birth in the pure. Your name. Thank you very much. Grace before meal. For this wonderful food we are going to partake, we are truly grateful. May we share with all beings and endeavor to be awakened in the universal deliverance of another. 本当に生きんがために今この仕事をいただきます。与えられたる天地の恵みを感謝いたします。
がとうございます。寿司です。